Hi.
Hi, Nicolas. This is Alex with FlowStop, the flood barrier company. And I'm here with my team. Bertrand, he's our CEO, and Richard, who is in Florida, helping us scale and sell this product.
So for example, in the US, sometimes there are floods that are terrible, right?
Yeah.
Do you have a solution?
Yeah, exactly. It's actually an average $4.7 billion of costs related to flooding in the US every year. And there's very few solutions to protect a house, a building from flooding. And if you're a little familiar with what's out there, often it's really heavy, it's large metal bar, it's hard to store, hard to install. And so FlowStop came up with this product. It's an inflatable product. As you can see, when it's deflated, it's extremely, there it is. It's extremely easy to move around, to carry, to store. But when it's inflated, it's hard as concrete.
Hard as concrete.
Oh, yeah,
it looks hard.
Yeah.
Because water is famous for being like the force of nature is such a big power.
Yeah.
You need to be very strong material
Yeah.
to fight it, right?
Exactly. Water, especially water. Water is very sneaky. 90% of damages related to a natural disaster comes from flooding. And so we have this technology of several layers of gasket on the side of the flood barrier. When we inflate the FlowStop, the gasket's going to be completely crushed against your wall, preventing the water from coming through. Because it's an inflatable, it'll adapt to your door. There's no wall that's perfectly straight. There's no wall that doesn't have imperfections. The inflatable solution will adapt to all of that.
Is there any risk it's too strong and might damage the wall a little bit?
So we look at that. If you're trying to use that on a drywall, it won't work. It will crush the drywall. So we use it on concrete, brick, blocks, but yeah, it's that strong.
And you have all kinds of custom sizes, right?
Yeah.
Because every door is different, every garage door or whatever is different.
Exactly, every door is different, and so we custom make them. We take the measurement of your door. What's interesting is doors are standard, but door frame are not. And so we take the measurement to your door frame and custom make all of those products. But here you see a very standard rectangle one, but we can do any shape. We can have rounded one, depending on what opening we're trying to protect. Taller ones, yes.
And it would be amazing if it's just automated.
Yeah.
So kind of like if there's a flood warning, it like just comes out.
That comes out, yeah.
Or you have to go manually install them right now?
Right now, that's what we do.
Or you can ask the neighbor,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and you can also do it preemptively. You inflate them before the season, and if you're not there, you can leave them up for 2 months. They won't deflate, they won't move. So you can do that ahead of time.
What would be nice is kind of like a pressure sensor and automatic re-pump if you need.
Yeah, that would be very interesting.
Do you have that?
To develop? No, not yet.
Because the pump is like manual, no?
So we have a manual pump for small one or an electric pump for bigger ones. Yeah.
And it would be nice if it's affordable and something that everybody just gets.
Right.
What's the business model?
So we charge 60 cents per square inch. So depending on the size we are making, a single door would cost about $600. It'll be about $1,200 for a single garage door, a little over $3,000 for a double garage door.
Has there been some storms you have already shown your proof?
Yeah, we were in many houses during Helene in Florida this September. And actually, Richard has his house completely protected from
Really?
Helene there, yeah.
Completely it worked?
Yeah, yeah.
For all your customers?
Yeah, yeah. So what's important is to design a barrier that's tall enough. And so because they're all custom, it's to our customers to identify how tall they need their barrier to be, right?
And right here is pumping happening. How long it takes?
A few minutes for a small one like that. It'll take 3 to 4 minutes.
It looks like there's 2 different compartments, or?
Correct. And that's a little bit, that's how the technology works. Let me show you on this one. We have 2 cushions, the top cushion and the bottom cushion. What's very important for a flood barrier is to have a force that presses down to protect the water from coming in. So what we do is we inflate the top cushion first. The top cushion will push to the side, creating a roof here. A roof of a space that's a little too small for this guy. So when we inflate this guy, he will try to go up, but he will be stopped by this one. So he will crash down, crushing the gasket on the ground and matching all the imperfection of the ground. And that's what we're
How do you know how high to put it?
You look at this strap. So you see when it's inflated, they don't touch the ground. But when it's deflated, you make sure they touch the ground. And then when you inflate it, all this gap, it's the actual gasket that's going to be compressed on the ground.
All right. And this is very reliable, the way you designed this?
Yeah.
Is that unique?
It is unique so far, yeah. We, the founders are French. They come up with the idea in 2019, and they came to the market last year.
And let's say this governmental kind of like, I don't know if it needs to be mandated, but supported, that it just needs to subsidize maybe. Like the Florida should just say everybody in Florida get a discount.
We incorporated in the US in September, but in France the product has been live for a few years. We're working with nuclear power plants, the highway national system, a lot of government, local cities. We work with insurance companies. So all of that will come to the US.
There needs to be some kind of subsidy kind of thing, right? Like a whole village, the mayor goes, signs a contract, then everybody can get a discount and get it.
I agree. And that's what's happening in France. The government subsidizes a lot of those FlowStop for French people to protect their house.
As I understand, the technology in there, it's special. It's not just air.
Exactly, yeah. If you didn't have a drop stitch technology inside, the cushion would explode with the pressure we put inside. Inside of the cushion, you have millions of threads that connect both sides, preventing it to explode. That's what makes it, that allow us to put so much pressure inside.
And it never explodes?
No, it doesn't.
No matter what happens, no matter how long you use it, how old it is, 5 years old, it will be fine?
It won't explode, yeah.
How long,
it's a similar
if I buy one, it's going to be for decades or what?
Yeah, I mean, this is a similar technology to a paddleboard, right? But you use your paddleboard, 20, 30, 40 times a year? I don't know. You use your FlowStop maybe 3 or 4 times if you're lucky every year. So the longevity on your FlowStop is long.
That's cool.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
So you talk about the 60 cents per square inch, or what you call it, but it'd be nice to, I don't know, get even more affordable with the volume.
With volumes, yeah. So that's the price for residential market if you buy one or a few, but obviously if we're working with large company and do large volume, the price is different.
Let's say we talk about like Miami, I don't know, something like a whole city.
Yeah.
Can you say what the deal is going to be?
Would love to talk to the city and work on those projects with them. There's services that comes with it as well, and so we work on that. So.
How many floods are there in France?
I would love. I don't know that on top of my mind.
A lot of flooding also happening there in Europe, right?
In Italy, in Spain, yeah.
It's a global problem, and it seems that it's more and more of a problem.
Yeah, it is.
And need to not just forget about it, find solutions.
Yeah. 90% of natural disaster comes from flooding, so it is a huge problem, and it's just increasing every year.